Welcome to the Return to Football discussion. I'm Andy Summers, and today I'm joined by Graeme Carrick, Steve Smithies, and Sam Griffiths. And we're going to look at a discussion around what return to football means to us and to you as coaches in the game. Firstly, going to start off by just sharing that obviously everything we discussed today will be linked to the guidance that's available. So for further guidance, please head to the link that's on screen at the moment. And we'll try and refer to that as we go through the discussion. But the first question today, really, to start off with and to go to Steve is, what does returning to football mean to you, Steve?
Oh, thanks, Andy. Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. And I think ultimately, I think it's really exciting. It's in my local area, my grassroots clubs now are planning. They're in that planning process. They're really looking forward to getting back. And I think what it means to me and the local clubs I've been talking to, Andy, it's actually going into maybe a little bit more planning detail than we're used to. Some examples are, entering pitches in a specific way, and also exiting in a specific way, and creating routes and almost like maps, so we can get coaches and boys and girls in and out safely. And obviously we've got to refer to the guidelines that are there for people in terms of getting some advice and support. But when we get through that, it's exciting to get the boys and girls playing football again. And I think, Andy, that's the real exciting bit. Again, we're going to caveat that in discussion today around how we do that safely. But what it really means to me is seeing the enthusiasm on the coaches and the boys and girls' faces as we start to get back into football safely, and we make sure that it's still a really fun, enjoyable experience. But we recognise, Andy, that it will be slightly different, but it still can be fun, and it ultimately will need to be safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam, anything from your end around what it means to you?
Yeah, just to echo some of Steve's thoughts, really. I think there's obviously going to be a little bit of apprehension, which is normal. I think there's a big thing probably around the planning, not only sort of alluding to what Steve just said around sort of arrival and things like that, but probably a little bit more emphasis on coaches around planning the practice. So we talk a lot around the plan, do, review cycle, and I think that planning bit is going to be imperative sort of going forward, that coaches are going to have some structured sessions planned and have a real sort of learning outcome to what they're delivering it over that hour. But I think, like Steve just said, I think it's an exciting time. I think we've got to reassure some of the kids that are coming back, because I'm sure they're probably a little bit apprehensive and not really sure what they're returning to. I go back next week with my team, and it's all about the planning process at the minute, and it's an exciting time to probably try something different as a coach, I'd say.
Yeah, I think the word apprehension is quite interesting. That's one I would still probably use as well, of not quite sure what it feels like and it's going to look like as a coach. I think if we're feeling that way, then the players especially maybe feeling that way. So trying to find ways to reassure them, as you said, and keep them connected to what we're doing is really important. Graeme, anything from your angle?
Yeah, I think just understanding that we'll all have our own feelings and like approach to it. So there might be a mix as well of apprehension and excitement. But even with the people you're involved with, so it's just really important to not be blasé either. Understand that people will be apprehensive, but safety has to be the paramount, but the sort of paramount of importance. So really considering the safety for the kids, all players return, and also with that, really considering the experience that the kids and the players get, and that it's a really positive experience, because as Sam and Steve have said, that it's going to be different, and the players will have potentially might be apprehensive, and even it might feel and probably will look a bit different when they arrive. So especially considering how long they've gone out without football and without being or feeling part of the team potentially, just considering that we want that first experiences back to be obviously safe as paramount, but also a really positive, rich experience for the kids. So we just need to, as always when we're coaching, keep that front and center of everything that we're doing, about what will it feel like for the kids, and trying to get that right, as well as making sure we've got the safety, all things safety sort of in consideration.